The next day started wrong. My hand shook as I lit the stove. My mind kept going back to the pit. The faces in the walls, the voices in the shed, the ranger badges, all lined up like a graveyard. I couldn't stop picturing the boot, the foot still inside it. That wasn't just some old horror story. It was real. The ones before me, they spoke. They broke the rules, and the forest kept them. I didn't plan on leaving the cabin that day. I thought I'd just wait out the shift, keep quiet, and survive. But the forest had other plans. At 11:59 p.m., my radio crackled. I froze. It had been silent for days. I'd unplugged it, turned it off, left it in the shed. But now, here it was, alive again, hissing on my desk. I didn't move at first, just stared at it like it might bite. Then, it spoke. A voice I recognized. Harris. Emergency at base. Come quick. Repeat, emergency at base. It's bad. Static. Then again, more urgent. We need help. It's happening now. Don't wait. I looked at the clock. 11:59 p.m. My mouth went dry. My legs were heavy, but something in me, some stupid leftover sense of duty, kicked in. I grabbed my flashlight and a raincoat. No tape over the mouth, no earplugs, just me running through the trees like a fool. The path to base wasn't long, maybe 15 minutes on foot, but that night, it felt like the trees were moving around me, closing in. The wind was wrong, no real direction. It pushed from all sides. Leaves swirled at my feet, even though the air was still. And the whispers started again. Soft first, then louder. Where you going? Too late to help. You'll end up like them. I ignored them. I ran faster. My lungs burned. My flashlight flickered. I reached the ranger base at 12:07 a.m. Dark. No lights on. Door cracked open. One window shattered. I stepped inside. Harris? I called out, stupidly, loudly. Silence. I knew the rule. I'd already broken it the night I said Mom, but this time, I said more. I said it loud. I pushed deeper into the hallway. The air inside was thick, dusty, stale, like no one had walked here in years. Over here! A voice said. It came from the break room. I walked in slowly, flashlight shaking. The room was cold. Coffee pot shattered on the floor, paper scattered, chairs knocked over. In the corner, slumped against the wall, was Harris. His face was turned away, but the uniform was right, his boots, his posture. You came? He said, voice low. I took a step closer. What happened? I asked. He didn't move. Then he turned his head, and that's when I knew it wasn't him. The face looked like Harris, yes, but it was too smooth, like rubber stretched over bone. The eyes were too wide. The mouth didn't move with the words. You spoke, it said. Its mouth stayed still. The words were coming from its chest, from deep inside, like a speaker playing the sound of a voice that didn't belong to it. I stepped back. It stood up. Too fast, too straight, no natural motion, like a puppet. You spoke, it whispered, this time with its mouth now slowly curling open. Now we know you again. I ran. I didn't look back. I heard it move behind me, feet dragging, hands thumping the walls, voice changing over and over. "Come back. Please help. Don't leave me. It's Mom. It's Harris. It's you." I hit the trail and didn't stop until I saw the glow of my cabin windows. Inside, I locked the door, pushed the mattress back into place, and collapsed to the floor. I broke the rule. Again, I spoke after midnight. Worse, I answered a voice I thought was real. The mimic didn't hurt me. Not yet. But it found me. It wore Harris's face. And now, I couldn't be sure who or what I'd be seeing next. I checked my windows. Outside, by the edge of the trees, a shape stood. Tall, wearing a ranger uniform. Too still. I turned off the lights and sat in the dark with the notebook open in my lap. Another line had appeared. In fresh ink, I didn't write. "You let it wear him." At exactly 3:33 a.m., my flashlight turned itself on. Its beam pointed at the corner of the room. There was nothing there, just shadows. But I swear I heard breathing. Low, shaky, like someone was waiting for me to talk again.
By now, I knew I wasn't alone. Not just in the forest, in the cabin, in my mind. The whispering didn't wait until midnight anymore. It followed me into the daylight. It echoed from the trees even when the wind was still. It hummed beneath the floorboards while I tried to eat. It buzzed faintly in the walls like static. Always whispering, always watching. I thought I could ignore it. I couldn't. That morning I stepped outside. I just needed air, needed to think, needed something normal. The trees were wrong. I know that sounds crazy, but they were. They were too close again. The clearing around my cabin used to be wide, 20, maybe 30 feet. Now I could reach out and almost touch the nearest trunk. And the trees had faces. Not carved, not drawn. Grown. Knotted bark twisted into screaming mouths, gaping eyes. Some wide in terror, others twisted into smiles, too sharp, too human. The patterns had formed slowly. I hadn't noticed. Or maybe I wasn't meant to notice. Until now. I backed up, went inside, and locked the door. The journal sat on the table, open, pages flipping slowly on their own. I swear I hadn't left it like that. One page had new writing. Not mine, not the old Ranger's. Something else. Jagged, messy, almost like it had been scratched into the paper. They wear the ones who break the rules. They walk in their skin. Now it's your turn. I slammed it shut. I needed help. I hiked to HQ around noon. The sun was high, but the forest was dim, like the trees filtered the light on purpose, like they wanted the shadows to stay. When I got there, the station was empty. Again. The mimic was gone. Or maybe it never left. But someone, or something, had been inside. The walls were scratched with words, tiny, repeating, almost like someone had written them in a frenzy. It's not your voice anymore. It's not your voice anymore. It's not your voice anymore. Over and over. The last one was written in red, not ink. I left, ran back to the cabin. When I arrived, the door was wide open. I hadn't left it like that. Inside, everything had been moved. Furniture turned over, dishes smashed, the mattress torn apart, the pages of the journal scattered everywhere, covered in black ash. My radio was gone, and the duct tape, the one I used to seal my mouth every night, was pressed flat across the wall, arranged into a smile. Something had been inside, and it wasn't hiding anymore. I stayed up that night with my back to the wall and a flare in my lap, just in case. At 12:01 a.m., the whispers came, but this time they were louder, more voices at once, all layered, all humming. Then a sound I hadn't heard before. Laughter, soft, mocking, like a group of children pretending to be happy. Then it spoke. You spoke. You broke the rule. Now we remember. I didn't speak, but my mouth moved. I wasn't doing it. I could feel it. Something pulling the muscles in my face, my lips twitching on their own, my throat shifting. I clamped my hands over my mouth, shaking, sobbing through my fingers, and the voice outside whispered, "We like your voice." The next day, I dug behind the cabin. I don't know why. Maybe I was desperate. Maybe something told me to. The soil was soft. Too soft. I found bones. Ranger tags. Not one, dozens. Rusted metal. Names worn off. Some were so old, the leather straps had fused with the dirt. Others newer. One had a date, 2006. Another, 2021. Each tag had a message scratched into the metal, faint, shaky. Voice taken, not me anymore. Don't listen. I sat there in the dirt, cold and empty. This wasn't just a haunted forest. It was a graveyard. And the trees weren't just watching. They were remembering. Every voice, every word, every ranger, every hiker who spoke after midnight. I had joined their list. I went back inside, locked the door, and sat in the dark. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. The voices came during the day now. They called from behind the shower curtain. They whispered from the floorboards. They hummed from the vents. Even when I covered my ears, I could feel them crawling inside my head. I tried humming to block it out. Bad idea. As soon as I did, the cabin shook. A scream pierced through the walls. The trees outside groaned, and a deep voice whispered, "You gave us more." I stopped. Didn't hum again. Didn't even breathe too loud. Later that night, I saw someone standing outside, or something. It looked like me. Same jacket, same boots, same scar above the right eyebrow. It waved, then turned and walked into the forest, and the trees moved to let it pass. I stayed frozen for hours until I understood. It wasn't trying to get in anymore. It didn't have to. It was already wearing me.